Your PlayStation VR2 is wasting its potential if you're not playing these games. From insane horror to epic adventures, here are 15 PS5 VR2 titles you need to try. Reach is a first-person VR action adventure where you play as Rosa, a stunt performer who literally falls into a broken world of colliding realities. Instead of sitting back and watching cutscenes, you're the one jumping gaps, grabbing ledges, and throwing yourself across ruined temples. On PS VR2, you physically climb, mantle, and zipline with your hands, and the haptics in the headset and sense controllers make every grab, impact, and near-miss feel tense. Your tools aren't just weapons. The shield becomes a climbing platform, the grapple drone slings you through the air, and the bow can pin arrows into walls to make your own path. If you love the feeling of free running and parkour in VR, Reach is all about creating those "no way I just did that" moments yourself. Thief VR Legacy of Shadow drops you straight into the life of a master thief, sneaking across rooftops and breaking into mansions with your own hands. This isn't a flat stealth game ported to VR. Every step, every lean, every reach around a corner is you physically moving in the dark. On PS VR2, you feel your footsteps through the haptics, gently push open doors, pick locks with precise hand movements, and lift purses right off guards' belts. The sense triggers give weight to your bow and grappling tools, and headset vibrations sell every close call when a guard almost spots you. If you enjoy planning the perfect heist, scouting patrol routes, and slipping away without a sound, Thief VR Legacy of Shadow lets you live that fantasy in first person, like you're really there, hiding in the shadows and getting rich one risky job at a time. Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord turns you and your friends into a real ghost-hunting crew, not just characters on a screen. You strap on the proton pack in VR, grab the wand with your hands, and actually aim and cross the streams to trap ghosts. On PS VR2, the haptics make every blast, shock, and slime hit feel physical, and the sense triggers give weight to your gear. If you've ever wanted to shout, "Who you gonna call?" and be the one answering, this is the co-op VR chaos you were waiting for. Pavlov is the VR shooter on PlayStation VR2 that actually makes you feel like you're on the range or in the middle of a tense round with your squad. There's no reload button here. You grab the magazine, slam it in, rack the bolt, and steady your aim with your own hands. On PS VR2, the sense triggers give each weapon a different feel, and the haptics in the controllers make every shot, hit, and explosion more intense. You can jump into realistic, tactical matches or play the sillier modes with friends and proximity voice chat. If you want that one more round multiplayer feeling in VR, Pavlov is where you'll probably spend most of your time. Crossfire. Sierra Squad puts you right in the middle of a military firefight, not watching from behind a TV, but standing there in VR with bullets snapping past your head. You're clearing rooms, leaning out of cover, and blind firing around corners with your own hands instead of a thumbstick. On PS VR2, there are dozens of weapons to handle, each with its own reload rhythm and trigger feel thanks to the sense controllers. You can fight through a full campaign solo or team up online for co-op missions, holding angles and calling targets like a real squad. If you want that arcade action mixed with tactical shooting in VR, Sierra Squad gives you a constant stream of quick, intense battles. Synapse on PlayStation VR2 is what happens when a stylish shooter meets pure telekinetic power. You're dropped into a surreal black-and-white world, diving into an enemy's mind, gun in one hand and gravity-breaking powers in the other. You're not just pointing and shooting, you're grabbing crates with your mind, yanking enemies out of cover and throwing explosives back at them. PS VR2's eye tracking lets you simply look at objects to target them, then squeeze the sense controller and watch them fly. The adaptive triggers make every shot and force grab feel different, and the headset haptics kick in when explosions shake the world around you. If you like fast, arcade-style gunplay, but also want to feel genuinely powerful in VR, Synapse lets you become the storm in the middle of the battlefield. The Dark Pictures. Switchback VR is a full-on horror roller coaster built for PlayStation VR2. You're strapped into a cursed minecart, racing through twisted locations from the Dark Pictures anthology, while monsters and ghosts lunge right into your face. You aim and fire with the sense controllers as the track throws you around, and PS VR2's eye tracking even toys with you when you dare to blink. If you want jump scares, loud screams, and pure haunted house chaos in VR, this is it. Pistol Whip on PlayStation VR2 is like starring in your own music-driven action movie. You're dodging bullets, punching through waves of enemies, and firing in rhythm to the soundtrack. It's not about realism, it's about style, flow, and feeling unstoppable in VR. Allien. Rogue Incursion on PlayStation VR2 throws you straight into the Allien universe with nothing between you and the xenomorph except your headset. You're creeping through dark corridors, checking your motion tracker, tightening your grip on the gun because you know something is in the vents above you. The PS VR2 haptics, 3D audio, and sense triggers make every hiss, scrape, and sudden attack feel uncomfortably real. So if you want pure tension and survival horror in VR, this is the one. Resident Evil Village on PlayStation VR2 feels like replaying the whole game for the first time, but this time you're actually inside that nightmare village. You're pushing open creaking doors with your own hands, raising your shotgun to your cheek, and physically blocking attacks as lichens rush you. The sense triggers give every weapon its own weight and kick, and when Lady Dimitrescu leans down to talk, you really feel how huge she is at eye level. With 3D audio and headset haptics selling every scream and jump scare, Resident Evil Village in VR isn't just scarier. Arizona Sunshine 2 on PlayStation VR2 is that classic zombie apocalypse fantasy, but this time, you're in the middle of it with a shotgun in your hands and a loud-mouthed survivor voice in your head. You're reloading under pressure, chopping off limbs, and tossing grenades while the sense controllers kick with every shot. What makes it special is the mix of dark humor, brutal dismemberment, and a full co-op campaign you can play with a friend. If you want a VR zombie game that feels gory, chaotic, and genuinely fun to talk over on Discord, this is the one. Hitman World of Assassination in VR turns you from a player into Agent 47 himself. You're walking through crowded parties in first person, casually blending in while your target stands just a few steps away. You physically peek around corners, handle weapons and tools with your hands, and pull off accidents up close. If you love slow, methodical stealth, this is one of the most immersive ways to experience a Hitman contract. Metro Awakening on PlayStation VR2 drops you right into the tunnels of post-apocalyptic Moscow, with nothing but a flickering flashlight and the sound of something breathing in the dark. You're physically working the flashlight, raising your weapon, wiping your mask when it fogs up, and feeling every close call through the headset, haptics. You squeeze through tight passages, check your watch for radiation, and listen for mutants stalking you in the shadows. If you want a VR experience that's heavy on atmosphere, story, and pure tension, Metro Awakening is built to pull you all the way into that underground nightmare. Horizon Call of the Mountain on PlayStation VR2 is the game that really shows off what VR can do on PS5. You're not just watching robot dinosaurs on a TV anymore. You're hanging off cliff faces, looking straight down, and taking in those huge machines at full scale. You use your hands to climb, grab ledges, pull yourself over ridges, and then draw your bow, actually lining up shots in first person. If you've ever wanted to stand inside the world of Horizon instead of just playing it, this is exactly that fantasy. No Man's Sky in VR on PlayStation 5 turns every planet you land on into a place you actually visit. You're standing on alien worlds, grabbing your multi-tool, flying your ship from the cockpit, and walking out into strange landscapes. If you want that pure space explorer fantasy, PS VR2 makes the universe feel personal instead of just big.